Coming to you from the San Francisco Bay Area almost every Tuesday night, it's ESG Live with Chuck, Paul, and Ramir. We've got your weekly ESG community content, scooter news, and more. And now, your host, Chuck Temple!
All right, thanks everybody for joining us, and welcome to your post Black Friday, post Cyber Monday show. I hope everybody got everything that you needed this year, and if you haven't, make sure, during the show you can type in, at Electric Scooter Guide, ask us any questions. If you got some of those last minute deals, that you're kind of wondering about. I know I was helping my brother-in-law find a scooter for his daughter, and it's hard, because it's, you got to figure out the right thing, and there's all these, it's a lot to figure out. And so, that's we're here for you. Anyway, but this show is for the scooter not to get your niece. And that is the Thunder 2, okay? One of the fastest, biggest, baddest, heaviest, long-range, long-lasting scooters out there. And as always, I'm joined by Ramir and Paul. What's up, guys?
Hey. Uh-oh.
Hey.
You're joined by Paul, but you guys can hear me. I'm here in spirit.
Got broken stuff again.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Here I am. I'm glad to be back with the two of my best friends of all time.
All time.
Chuck and Paul.
How was Thanksgiving and shopping and stuff, guys?
Oh, okay. I'll go first. Thanksgiving was amazing. I ate pretty good. Shout out to my wife. The Raiders played. We played the Dallas Cowboys. We beat the Cowboys, so I wanted to say that on air. I'm still on track for my 12-win parlay I have. Oh. But Black Friday shopping was okay. Everything's digital, internet. Yeah. And then Monday, I found some deals on some sweet things. Got an Xbox Series X. Finally, I'm a next gen person now.
What's going to be your first game that you're going to play?
Halo Infinite. So they brought back Halo, and it's I'm playing it in 4K.
Can you get that on Steam for PC?
Yep, you can.
Oh, okay.
My son has it on his PC.
Maybe I'll have to get that and blast you.
Yeah, blast me all day. Pause. Go ahead, Paul. How was your weekend?
It was just cool. It was just mellow. We just hung out. Hung out with friends for Thanksgiving stuff. But
did you eat well, Paul?
Yeah, very well. Very well. We did the shabu shabu version of Thanksgiving in the morning, and then we went to our friend's house and did the traditional Thanksgiving later on. So
good times. All good times.
Yeah.
Cool. Same with us. And I got some jeans. And we got some La Crusade. Went to the La Crusade outlet store because my wife likes to, get rid of some of my old pots and pans from college little by little, even though I think they're still really good. And then she'll pick up the La Crusade and we'll, get rid of the old stuff. So anyway, but they're still good. Anyway, so let's get on with this show. So we got a couple, 3 or 4 huge giveaways going on right now. The first one is kind of is basically for the show. This is Armadillos. We're going to give this away at the end of the show, and that is for the tire sealant and the Overkill t-shirt, and courtesy of Armadillos, Corey over there. Big shout out to Corey, always helping, sponsoring the show, helping out the community. But we have a couple other bigger giveaways. So the one that's actually getting announced tonight, the actual winner, and this is for the Electric Kicks Apollo Phantom V2 scooter. Definitely one of the best light heavyweight scooters out there. It's one of the scooters I'm riding on a daily basis. That winner is going to be chosen at the end of the show. So
and that's Australia only.
It's Australia only, and I think you would have already had to have signed up. You can't just sign up right now. And then we also have there's 2 other giveaways that's going on. If you look in the video description, for USA and Canada folks, VoroMotors giving away a yellow Emove cruiser to our community. So to enter that, just go to the video description, and then also Old Man Dan Scootopia. Check out his website, YouTube channel. He's having a nominate your champion of good scooter giveaway for his own Dualtron X, which is one of the most craziest scooters ever. And that started November 23rd, ends December 22nd, with the winner, with the scooter being given away December 23rd. So go to his website. The link is in the video description. It's westcoastscooters.org/free-giveaway. And check out how to nominate Champion of Good over there. Did I miss anything, guys?
I think you got it.
I think you got it.
We got it. And happy, third night of Hanukkah to all those who celebrate. I got a menorah back here. Oh, and it's real. There it is. I don't know where to put it so it'll show up. We can put it on the scooter.
They can kind of see it from right there where
Could
I
they?
had it at.
No,
okay.
So,
All right, well, there we go. When we're all right, cool. So I guess let's get on with the show. So quick commercial break sponsored by Voro, and then we'll have Paul get into the deep dive.
And we're back. Okay. And so today we are deep diving the Minimotors Dualtron Thunder 2. And a few weeks back, we compared it with the original Thunder, which is one of the legends of fast electric scooters. And tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. Is we're looking at it and we're going to deep dive. Not that it's the fourth fastest scooter we've ever tested, and not really dive into the double click acceleration and the 10 kilowatts of power. It's the highest claimed peak power of anything we've ever tested. But instead, we're going to look at what makes this a great scooter for the long haul. And it's a little bit of a double entendre there. By long haul, we mean long distance riding, of course, because 59.5 miles of range, longest range ever, but also long-term ownership. And because you're gonna invest this much money in a scooter, you want to know it's gonna be going for a long time.
And when I'm not gonna say anything, but when we get to one particular feature of the scooter. That's something that nobody else has that sells a scooter, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
One huge reason that never really happened before on this scooter, or any scooter. That I can think of.
Is it even bigger difference than I thought? Chuck pointed out. It's twice as big of a difference as I thought it was. So good stuff. And then at the end, we're going to get into a couple accessories and mods that we'd recommend for folks that are going to do some long distance riding on one of these. And so, first, what makes a scooter a good one for the long haul? And so, for longevity, of course, build quality, and Minimotors is generally known for, excellent build quality. And something that's gets overlooked a lot, and is getting some more attention now, is the side stand. This is come up recently on like the Apollo V2. They've beefed up their side stand, and one of the big differences between the Thunder and Thunder 2 is this fantastic new side stand. It's adjustable, which is great because if you're adjusting your suspension, you want to have be able to adjust the side stand to match and all that. But I was thinking about it. One of the reasons I think side stands are so important is it's the last part of your scooter you interact with. And so when you're walking away from your scooter, you have this whole ride. It's privacy and recency. These are the two keys for memory, right? You remember the first thing that happened, you remember the last thing that happened. The last thing that happens when you leave your scooter is...
Good dictionary word, Paul.
Yeah, you're like, you lean it over, and you're either walking away feeling like, is it going to fall over?
Yeah.
Or you feel like, boom, you have this solid feeling.
It's a scary moment when the scooter looks like it's about to fall, and you're like, some scooters, we used to have that drop test. Just because sometimes scooters, they break when they smashed on the handlebars. It's not a good feeling.
I you know what? I think this is undercover my favorite part of the scooter. Like, if you spend this much money, if you spend this much money on a scooter, especially these big, heavy scooters with those flimsy, kickstands, I hate it. And this one I actually was like, okay. That was the first thing I'm like, while we were filming, like, We put it down. Oh, this is a real kickstand right here. We can walk away and put our gear away.
This segment is called Ode to the Kickstand.
Yeah.
I think the Nami's probably still my favorite. It feels like it would be the Wolf King also, except that it's got the ankle.
The thing about the wolf,
shank?
the shanky. It's like back in the day in the Roman times, right, where they have the chariots and then they have the little things, and then if you get your chariot too close to the other one, it'll like rip your wheel apart. That's how I feel like the wolves are. They'll bite you.
And the other good thing about a nice, well-made kickstand is not just does it feel good on the first day, but like 6 months later, it doesn't start bending. And over time, you've seen it before. Scooters start sagging and sinking over time as the stand bends. And sometimes it'll actually stick out while you're riding too, and it just looks goofy. But this one is great, and we love it. Yep. The next part is, we've hit on this a bunch of times, but I'm going to keep going on it a little bit, is the flat-proof tires. I'm hoping, so we've seen this show up on the Wolf King GT, and now on the Thunder 2, there is this soft layer bonded to the inside of the tire, and we've got a little video of it here, and you can see the regular part of the tire over there in the back, and then the middle part is this black goo, and it's just this really sticky stuff. And what it does is, if something tries to poke through, it just stretches around it. And we've got a picture of what that looks like, because we actually test punctured these things, and so we'll show that next. So this is what a test puncture looks like. And this is a screwdriver really sharp screwdriver sticking through, and it's actually not piercing the inner layer, which is amazing. So it's sort of puncture proof, because even though it punctures the outer layer, it's never breaking the seal. So it's cool stuff, and I hope to see this show up in a bunch of other places. They can only do it on tubeless at this point, because how would you do that on a tube?
Yeah, it's just crazy how you see something once, and then boom, it pops up another place, and I promise we'll start seeing these next year.
Yeah.
Which will be great, because tire issues are just the bane of the existence of many scooter riders.
And then another part of the scooter that is really cool and kind of unique, and makes it suitable for the long haul, is the footrest. And there's some pluses and minuses about the footrest. And here's a great close-up photo of it. In fact,
you got the photo.
Well, I've got it on the screen here. We've got one. We actually took it off the scooter here. It's a little tall. It's taller than most footrests are, and then it's also a little bit steep right here. It's 45 degrees, which feels a little weird to have your foot on, because most scooters are about 33 degrees. We measured it, of course. And but the great thing is, if you're going to do a long haul, you take it off. It's one of the only scooters that we've seen where you can actually take the footrest off. There are a couple others, like Chuck was pointing out, the Quick 4.
Maybe.
It's more of a handle, and we think we can take that off. But as far as a full-on footrest
goes...
Well,
if we get the saw, right, that you feel like everybody should have, right, so they can cut their handlebars.
Yeah. But it's like owning a convertible, where you 5 minutes, it's on, it's off. For sporty riding, it's nice to have on. It looks super cool with the...
I thought it was to keep your back end down on the ground. Like a car?
Oh, it's like a spoiler. Catches the wind.
Yeah.
But it's like having a convertible. For long rides, I really like actually having the space. It makes the deck 2.2 inches shorter than the original Thunder, and so taking it off gets that 2.2 inches back.
That is what I think is for me the biggest benefit of taking that thing off, is that you get that. You need to have that deck space for such a powerful scooter.
But you do get both, and it's 4 bolts, 5 minutes, and then there's this little plug that tucks away, and
it's really high quality though. We were just commenting on it, right? I mean, it's got a rubber gasket seal or something in there, and it's got all these hex bolts, and
it's got 7 fasteners. You can see them on the screen. It has 7 fasteners across the bottom here. They could have done it with 3. Most scooters would have done this with 3, but anyway, this is how the Minimotors rolls. And so, anyway, another nice feature for whether you're going to go out sport riding or you're going to do long range riding. You can kind of switch it up and do it the way you want. Now we're going to give the big one that Chuck and I were talking about earlier. Is Chuck was pointing out that Minimotors scooters, if you buy them, the other 2 major retailers in the U.S., they come with like a 6-month warranty, which I was thinking it was a year.
And they always have been 6 months. It's the one thing that people don't realize, that I think there's basically 3 places in the U.S. where you can that are the distributors for Minimotors. Hard to become one, and the other 2 are like right now on the website. This is how it's always been. It's 6 months. And but Voro is 2 years.
Yeah, Voro, they've got it on their website. So if you go buy one of these, you add a year of warranty to your basket, and then when you go to check out, it zeroes the dollars out there, and you end up with 2 years.
Yeah, and I doubt they're going to be. I mean, I think 1 year will be the standard, right? And I think the 2 years is kind of like it's just kind of still going from Black Friday or something. So that probably won't last forever.
We don't know how long that's going to keep going. I reached out to Melvin today to see if he could shed some light on the mystery there, how long that'll keep going. But I don't know.
It says it right now on the website.
Yeah. And so, but anyway, another one, we're talking about longevity and long-term ownership. So,
I mean, very few scooters have a real 2-year warranty. Like who?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like how many of them? And so on this scooter, this expensive, you know, I mean, that alone is like what would, you know, get people to buy from Voro, I would think.
Yeah. And then the next big deal of the scooter is the battery. And of course, this is one that's good for, you know, long distance riding, but also long-term ownership. We've got the range. We can show you here. It's, you know, the world champion for range, beats everything we've ever tested at 59.5 miles. Previous champion was I think it was the Bernie, and then it was the Wolf King GT after that.
And before that, it was the old Cruiser.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
crazy.
A big.
I mean, all of them are over 50 though, 50 miles.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so.
And but so there are other advantages to having a big battery, because you're not always going to try to ride 60 miles on your scooter, but if you're not charging it very often, it's, you know, batteries age by getting a lot of charge cycles, and so if you're not for any number of miles you're going to ride, you're going to charge it fewer times if you have a bigger battery, and the charge cycles are not going to run as deep. It's just hard to run this thing out, and to me that's what really ultimately ages the batteries, is running them really, really low on charge. Is you know, the BMSs are pretty good about protecting the low end of the battery, but just the further you can stay away from the low end of charge, the longer your battery's going to last. We've got 1 or 2 scooters around that are dead because the ones that had alarms on them, and those got drained, and then all of a sudden you've got a battery, you just hit a brick, you just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, and if you're putting your scooter away, I guess for the winter, side note, disable the alarm, or make sure that you're watching how much it has, because after a couple months, it seems like that alarm just drains your whole battery, and then you will not have a scooter, and you know, when it thaws out, if you live in somewhere not California.
Yeah, so if I had one of those little remote alarms, I would get in and probably just, you know, get in the deck and just physically unplug the battery, charge it up to 60%, 70% is a nice place to leave it, unplug it, and they hold the charge really, really well, especially when they're unplugged. So, so that's good stuff. But it's and then the other neat thing about this battery is it uses these 21700 LG cells, these automotive grade cells, and I've got a chart on this, and it's kind of amazing. You get this weird benefit of range versus price. I mean, this is not an inexpensive scooter, but if you look at how many miles you get versus how many dollars you pay, here's a plot. All the ones in red use the 21700 cells, and you can see that they're known for range versus weight. They're known for having more energy per pound of battery, but it turns out they've also got more range per dollar, or the scooters they go into end up having more range per dollar, which is kind of neat. How anything that's upward of the straight line. The straight line is the trend line that goes through all of our scooters. I've cropped the bottom of the curve here, but all the data is included in that trend line. But anything that's way above the trend line that's where you want to be. So it's cool stuff. And let's see, next is, motor controllers. And so the motor controllers on this thing will go, part of this thing being crazy fast and being able to do 10,000 watts of peak power is that it's rated for up to 60 amps. When you double click the throttle, it lets those last 10 amps go, so 60 amps each. And any motor controller that can do that probably has a lot of headroom. So when you're just riding it around, it's not working very hard. And so I feel like these motor controllers are going to last a long time. The other thing is heat is what kills stuff, and we've got a photo of the bottom of the scooter with the heat sink. The motor controllers are if you flip the scooter upside down, this is what you see. And inside, just on top of this, is where the motor controllers are bolted to to the bottom of the deck, and then the heat comes out the bottom. After I did the top speed run, 58.3 miles an hour, and I did 2 half-mile runs back to back, I reached down, took my glove off, and put my hand on that heatsink. It just wasn't even warm.
Really?
It just does a really good job of keeping the motor.
Imagine if it was warm, Paul. You just did back and forth.
Paul would be stuck to his scooter.
Well, good job.
Yeah.
That is not.
And all right, let's see what else. Oh, and so another thing is sort of ease of service, and so we've got a picture of the rim in my hand here. This is from the Storm, because they use the same rims. And it's a really neat thing that Minimotors does. And you don't really think about this when you go to change a tire, especially these tubeless ones, which are not easy to get off of the rims. You're usually doing this. You take the wheel off the scooter, and then you've still got the motor attached to the deck by the motor, the motor wire. And then even if you dig into the deck and disconnect that from the deck, you're still risking hurting that cable while you're levering things off. When you have a rim that can be separated from the motor, now you've got the rim, and you're not going to hurt your motor wires. And if you get a spare set of rims, you can actually have road tires and dirt tires and swap them out without ever getting the tire levers off. You leave the tires on the rim and just swap the whole thing.
Cool.
And then I've heard some talk about doing service that way as well. Like if you have a spare set of rims and you get a flat, just being able to send it in. Melvin was talking about maybe going that route.
Yeah,
on
interesting.
service.
Yeah, interesting.
So another one that's good for sort of long-term ownership, and then of course parts availability being Minimotors, we know they're going to be around for a long time, so that's another one that's good for sort of the long haul in terms of ownership. And then
and there's probably a lot of aftermarket stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and speaking of, we're going to get into a couple accessories now that are fantastic for longer rides.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite one, actually. This is
or any rides, but for me,
actually, that's true. Going around the block, heck. This is so. Here's a picture of what your typical trigger throttle looks like when you're using it. Right. I always like to cover my brake, so I want to be able to switch from throttle to brake immediately and not wait for my finger to move down there. This is as close as we can get the EY3 throttle to the brake.
It's a nut, right? The nut brakes on this one?
Yeah, to the nut brakes.
Yeah,
and it's even worse on Zoom.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
The Zoom brakes have a larger master cylinder, and so the space is even bigger. But this is, you just can't. So your fingers are always doing the splits, basically, when you're covering the brakes.
Which if you do it that way, right, makes your hands cramp.
Yeah.
Which is why we just really don't. I mean it.
Yeah. I mean, I rode this
not
thing,
the most ergonomic.
I rode this thing for 3 hours during the range test, and my fingers were just dying at the end of it.
Yeah.
And then the next photo is a little accessory I found online, and it's here you see all of a sudden it's like my hands are totally relaxed. I'm not doing the splits anymore. You, of course, could put this up further, but what this does is and we'll show you what the accessory looks like right here. It flips it 90 degrees and just gives you the space where you can still put it up as high as you want. You can put it back where the other one was if you like that, but it gives you the space to put it right down next to the lever without bumping into the brake lever. And so it's a pretty cool thing. We put and we'll put a link to this in the description. I bought this from Amazon. It took a while to come, but it's totally worth it. And I love this thing. And anything with an EY3 can use this.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very common complaint I know for myself on a lot of scooters. So, having this, is something I would get right away.
And then
Quick insert. VoroMotors is in here. They said their 2-year warranty, it ends today. So you have to use the code today. Free extend.
Okay.
Good to know, Voro.
and that's not just for the Thunder 2. I think that's all of the Minimotors scooters from Voro. So
just go on their website and kind of and check. But
yeah. And then so the throttle adapter is.
I mean, it's going back to 1 year. I assume,
which is still double.
It's still
everybody
double
else's.
what anybody else is selling this at. So it's still good on them. But it sounds like for today. And that's the longest I've ever seen a Minimotors scooter warranty ever.
Yeah. And then now the other accessory that we like is, of course, shred lights. We like those on every scooter, but especially on the Dualtrons, because they've got so many swag lights, but the headlights are down low, and we just really wish they would put a headlight up top. But you can sort that out yourself with a shred light. Chuck uses them all the time, and here's a
Yeah, the new one's 1,000 lumens, right? They used to make one that was a little bit less than that. I know they've always had the 200s. You know, that's fine for skateboards and stuff, but for us scooter riders, you need like 1,000 plus.
And I think this is the earlier one because this has a kind of rectangular thing. So this is not as bright as this is like probably a 200 or a 400.
Yeah,
and the new one goes 1,000.
Yeah, they make 1,000, and it's nice, pretty small too.
And the nice thing about those is also they are made for scooters, and so they have a kit. It's like this is your scooter kit, and it just goes right on. And then you can, once you have one, you can move it to whatever scooter you want. And so it's just a pretty cool thing. The other thing that the other accessory we really like for the long haul and for doing long rides is Carbon Revo makes a stem extender. It's hard to tell what these are, but these go on the end of the stem, and they raise your handlebar up either 1, 2, or 3 inches. It goes up here. The reason that's important is that all of the Dualtrons have 38-inch high handlebars, which is a little on the low side. We like 40 inches is pretty standard. That's I think that's
prediction
your
for next year. Minimotors starts going with 40 inches, like so many other scooters out there.
So good.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd end all my problems with
And we've seen the move. Cabo made the move with the GT going from the King, the Wolf King, to the Wolf King GT. Went up by what? It was like. It was 2
inch and a half, 2 inches. Yeah. Yep.
And so
you can see it right there.
Yeah.
it's
scooters are surrounded. And so so Carbon Revo sells these, and the nice thing is the Minimotors, you can see over our shoulder here, they give us plenty of cable to work with. And so sometimes like on the Wolf King, it's tough. People put the risers on, but it really pulls your brake cables and things. And the Dualtrons, they give you enough cable where you can easily go up 1 inch, maybe 2. I wouldn't even try to put 3 on there because I don't think it's going to reach, even though they sell a 3-inch riser. But anyway, it's just handy to have, especially if you're on the, if you're bigger, because for long rides, it just feels better to be up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
The other thing is the grips are pretty nice on the Dualtrons, but they don't lock down, and so they will over time if you're riding for
But the
hours.
shape is better than
It's a great
others.
shape.
Like better than, some of the Cabo stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like the grips, and
Better
I would
than
replace them.
yeah.
The shape I like on here, but they do move, right? Because they're not locked out on the back.
And so if I owned a Thunder 2, I would probably get a set of these. In fact, I really want to try a set of these. I'm not putting a link in the description on these because I haven't tried them yet, and I don't know for sure that they even fit. And they're like $30, so I don't want everybody to spend $30 and go, hey, they don't fit. But these look super, super comfy, and I want to try these. These are on Amazon. You can find them if you're curious. But I really want to try these because I love the locking grips, and it's very important they lock at the outside edge because that's where all the force from your hand is. Let's try to turn it. If you lock it at the inside edge, it's still going to twist around. So
if anybody that's in the that's watching right now has a favorite grip,
yes, let us know.
If you throw that into the live chat or in the comment, and we'll check them out because we always have to try stuff with stock so that we can do a proper review. But then after a while, it's like, okay, time to make this how we would like it ourselves.
Yeah. In fact, that gets me right into the next thing I was going to ask is we're going to ask for a little more audience participation than usual today because I want to get the discussion going here. And so I want to hear in the live chat about your favorite accessories for distance riding. And then also... I got 4 of them here, so I might write them down. What qualities make for a great scooter for long-term ownership? Like, what do you look for in something you're going to, do for the long haul? And along those lines, what scooter would you own for a long time? If you're just looking for I'm just going to get it and keep it for 5 years. What's your favorite scooter for longevity? And then finally, favorite scooter for long distance rides. And maybe it's all the same scooter, but I'm curious what people's favorites are. Got any favorites?
For which one?
Oh gosh, for any of them. Let's see. Have a long-term ownership.
Well, the one that I've owned the longest that I still ride today, because the other ones, my current rides are Wolf X, right? Phantom V2, Roadrunner, right, and OXO. And the one that's the oldest out of all of those that I still currently ride is the OXO. It's the little one that could. It's not super long range, but I think it's 33 miles or so.
And I think you don't have your E2WOW anymore. You had your original
yeah,
E2WOW.
I think I lent that to a friend. And then,
okay. But we do have a bunch of those. To ride. So and then let's see, and then long distance rides. If you had to
favorite scooter for long distance.
If you had to go 30 miles or more in one shot.
Oh, 30 miles. So I wouldn't go with a scooter that was 33 because I'd be scared.
Yeah.
So none of the ones that I currently really ride, I think, do that.
Maybe the OXO, is it close?
I think it's like 33, 34. I'd have to look it up. I used to have all that memorized, but there's too many scooters now.
Too many scooters, not enough sleep.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get back to you on that, Paul.
All right.
We have some people talking about the grips they like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got Sean in here. He said OD grips. Same thing. David Voss, OD Road grips, best of all time. And old man Dan, he agrees. He's like, I love them too, David.
Are those the ones with the little flat, all the flat sections all over the grips? I think they are.
That's what it looks like, but I guess everybody has that different preference. Let me just check it out. But anyway, I'll check it out later.
That's pretty cool. Let's get to some questions.
Yeah, we got some questions in there.
All
too.
right.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the ones that I'm seeing are flat all the way. They don't have the wider part near the pinky area, which is 100% what I need. I had, like on the Mantis, right? The base, the base Mantis, you've got the, kind of straight long, just like a tube, right? And for me, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
Those spinny foam
I can't do that at all. It cramps my hands just thinking about it.
Oh, the OXO, 36.6 miles.
Oh, 36.6.
So
it
was totally do it.
So I'd have to look at the other ones that I'm currently riding for their range, but yeah, I would say, that scooter has great suspension and it's wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Should we move on?
All right.
We got other questions though too.
Yeah,
we have some questions.
Let's get into the questions.
Yeah. So, should we go in order here? Richie, you got one already up or?
Yeah, that's the one from Nick C. Would you buy a Wolf King GT over a regular Wolf?
Oh, good question.
Also, what would be a nice upgrade from a basic scooter?
Okay.
That's a two-part
question. So I think we're going to have different answers on this. I should have a feeling.
I don't know.
Well, would you take a regular Wolf or a GT, Raymir?
Me personally, a GT.
See, I know. That's why.
Higher handlebars, like 2022, higher handlebars.
Yeah.
I mean, wider handlebars, higher stems, make it happen for all the scooters. And as far as basic scooters, if you're trying to upgrade from a single motor, that's what he must mean, maybe.
Sure.
I'm going with the Wolf X.
Yeah,
that'd be a good upgrade.
Yeah. Well, you, Paul?
Wolf King GT for sure. It's just the motor controller alone.
Yeah.
It's super heavy. It's heavier than even the spec. The Wolf King GT is a 125-pound scooter, making it the heaviest thing we've ever had in here. But I'm already not going to pick up a King. And so it doesn't matter at that point. It's going to be two wheels on the ground all the time. And so I just love the motor controller of the sine wave motor controller of the GT.
Yeah. I'm going to say the same thing, but I almost was going to say regular Wolf because I'm okay with a little bit less power. And that would be the reason to, but you do get that 40-inch stem height, which even for me, I really prefer 40 inches over 38. And the sine wave controller.
So smooth, just slow.
Well, sine wave controllers are...
But with 60 volts,
better.
When you get it down, once you start getting down to 60 volts, then the sine wave isn't as important.
Not as, but it's still. I mean, what happened to you on the?
The
well, that
King,
was on the
that's
King.
72.
That was on the
That's
King.
72.
But even on the
I did
60,
break my
it's
arm.
like I do feel. I feel like when I first rode the Wolf Warrior or whatever, it seemed like the fastest thing ever, right? And I rode it in single motor all the time. Now I can. It's not that crazy for anymore because we've ridden all these way crazier ones, and so I feel like it's almost like I could ride. I don't, I'm happy with that much power.
It still holds up though.
We got the. Let me see if I can get that. Hold on. We got a something super chat
from Money
Suarez.
Mike.
Money
Mike Suarez.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Shout out, Mike.
Shout out to Mike Suarez over on the East Coast. All right. Yeah.
Oh, the Wolf Warrior still holds up though. I'm surprised when I get on it. I'm like, it's not slow.
No, it's not slow, but
really
it's like manageable. Whereas someone's first scooter GT, it's like a lot more scooter than what I'd say 90% of people are gonna use. Even if they think they'll use it, there's not that many crazy people out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then a good upgrade for a beginner. What was the other part of the question?
Yeah, from a basic scooter.
Basic scooter. So I mean, like if you're looking at basic dual motor, maybe the Ghost, the Wolf X. Mm-hmm. The Wolf X is becoming my favorite, like ever.
The Dualtron Thunder 2.
Thunder 2?
That's a good upgrade.
I mean, yeah. If you're the big guy, I think if you're the big guy, the Thunder 2.
That's yeah.
I kind of like Thunder 1.
Really?
Well, because
they're both good.
I get a little more deck space out of the box, and I can kind of handle it better.
But you can take the footrest off though. So
that's true.
This is true.
This is true.
But then, that's true. That's true.
Kim Rencher, she also answered the question from earlier about which long distance scooter you have, and what's your favorite stuff. She says I can easily get 35 miles on my Apollo Explorer. She loves
nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
and her favorite accessory is back rack. That her husband fashioned, and her favorite accessory for long distance is a thumb throttle.
That's a good one.
Excellent
a good thumb throttle.
That was all great answers.
Those are good answers. And shout out to Kim for always hanging out with us every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Jumpy Frog asks, do we have a podcast? This is as close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, we've thought about it before.
We've been on other people's podcasts.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you basically just have to kind of like put your phone if you're on an iPhone, you can't even turn the screen off.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to the show, the second half of the show while I'm driving sometimes when I'm driving home to go pick up Sterling.
Okay, and then Don L. L says, Nami, Wolf King GT, Ryan Apex, Dual Thunder 2, what's your pick? So we haven't ridden the Ryan Apex, and that's a different class of scooter, maybe, so I don't know if we can comment on it, but we can definitely talk about Thunder 2 versus Wolf King GT versus Nami.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, we have, these are all, in fact, the scooters, other than the Apex, that we are featuring in the video. So we've got a review video coming out of Thunder 2 on Thursday.
Nice.
And we will compare, we'll have like the range, acceleration, braking, all of that of the Nami, the Wolf King GT, Dualtron Thunder 2, and the original Thunder. And so we'll have all those scooters.
My bad, I'm sorry. I seen a comment in here that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just ask real fast.
Okay, yeah.
He said, I'm sorry, we're gonna get to the question at hand, but he says, would you buy a Wolf King GT if you live on the third floor of a building with no elevator?
No.
No. 100%
No.
Unless you're the world's strongest man.
Yeah.
Or woman. Yeah. Then you'd be able to, use it for training. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. But okay, back to the question. Nami, Wolf GT, or Thunder 2?
In fact, so in the review that's coming out on Thursday, assuming this scene makes it into the video, you'll see a little clip of me trying to walk upstairs holding the Thunder 2.
Don't do
and
that.
I make it about 4 stairs up before I kind of stumble back down. And the King GT would be so much worse than that.
Yeah,
so
none of these you're really walking upstairs with. But, I mean, what's your pick?
God, that is so hard. That is so hard. It just depends on what you're doing. It just depends on what I'm up to. They're all so good. I just really.
What would you pick?
I would go number 1 Nami, number 2 King GT personally. Mm-hmm. Personally, for my use case. Mm-hmm. But only if I have. Well, now the Namis are out of the box doing a little better, right? So I know Paul fixed ours up, and it's amazing.
There's even one reviewer that says he likes it now. Like now that he finally wrote it.
Yeah.
So funny.
What about you, Ramir?
I don't want to be a stickler, but it does matter what you're doing. Like if you just. But I guess if I was just getting up, Wolf GT. Yeah. The stem 40 inches.
Yeah. And wide too.
Yeah, and I like the Nami too, but.
Well,
I'm going
the
fast.
Stability.
Yeah, I'm going real fast.
So actually I think that's a big thing, right? So it's like if you're going 40 or less, the Nami is pretty good. Like I don't get stability issues. Yeah. But
that's true.
The most stable, probably that Wolf King GT.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So if you're trying to get the fast on it.
Yeah. Because I was going fast on the Nami before.
But the Nami will outpace it if you have.
Give you the little home shake. He's like.
I really want to ride the Ryan, though. I mean, any Ryan. I think they're afraid to send one to us.
At this point,
I'm just going to call them scaredy cats at this point because I'm just like tired of the scooter not showing up for me to ride. I mean, I expect I'm going to really like it and probably say nice things about it, but we just can't. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Oh man, Dan said he's ridden all the scooters, and the Apex is on a whole other level.
Really? You've ridden an Apex already, Dan?
That's what he's.
That's amazing.
There you go. Guys, from the community.
Guy's ridden everything.
Yes, he has.
All right.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Lamanta. Thinking about upgrading from a Horizon to a Phantom V2. Can you do a long-range test on the Phantom V2?
We can. In fact, we'll give you instant results.
Yeah, we did that.
Yep. And so we've got
with the same everything as all the other scooters. So as Paul looks it up, what can I tell you is like.
So we got.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
31.4 miles in top performance mode with me on it, 165 pounds, urban environment, going as fast as I could safely go. And that's the same exact situation that we test all of our scooters in. It actually did slightly better than our Phantom V1, but I was running... our V1 had a pre-production battery in it, which was very slightly smaller.
Yeah.
And so realistically, we think the V1 probably would have done 31.4 miles also.
Yeah.
And so there we go.
Yep. Next question. There's one about we'll probably skip this one because we don't really know much about the Yumi X7 or Y11. Yeah. So we'll probably skip that one over.
Yeah, we've not ridden those. So.
Should we skip Liam's as well? It's about wiretapping inbuilt indicators on scooters. I don't know. I have no insight into wiretapping.
I don't even see
scooters.
that. What number question is
number
it?
6.
Oh, I haven't scrolled. I didn't see there's another page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to try to talk about that?
Indicators.
Because I got nothing to say.
Yeah. No, I don't have any. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing to share there. For a lot of these questions, if we don't have the answers for you, our forum is a great place to go. If you go to electric-scooter.guide, and then there's a discussion link at the top that takes you right to our forum, and it's really starting to get moving over there. There's some discussions where like people are just we try to jump in and participate, but some of those discussions are really kind of growing and carrying on very much on their own over there. So it's cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I love that any question that starts with "not to be a weirdo."
Nixie says, not to be a weirdo, but I live in the Bay Area. Can I stop by and try a few scooters? I have nowhere to test them.
Ooh, you know what's coming, Nick, is Fluid Freeride is going to open a shop in San Francisco sometime soon. And so they will have some...
Well, basically there was an email that came out. Yeah. Well, I think it's basically based on an email saying if you know anybody that wants to work at a shop.
Yeah, so that's.
But I'm assuming that came out to more than just us.
It's a pretty clear indicator. Yeah, I got feedback coming back from people. Yeah. Many people have seen that email.
Yeah, Nick C.
We'll hang out with you.
Yeah, just email. Yeah, why don't you email us and then we'll talk. Normally like. You gotta sign some waivers because people crash on these scooters all the time, and I don't want it's we don't have like insurance if you die on a scooter. That's the one that we have here, but just email us and we'll get you just Chuck or any of our names, you can figure it out. Okay, next question, Black Heaven. What would be a good alternative? For this one maybe the VSET 10 Plus ? So VSET 10 Plus, great scooter, build quality, great. It's a different class of scooter in my mind, right? This is the VSET 10 Plus talks a lot about it because it is the light heavyweight scooter, super good build quality, super stable. I think at up to mid 30 mile per hour, something like that. It's not really an alternative to this because this is on a whole nother level of power, size,
voltage.
I think the alternatives would be what the other question, Wolf King GT, Wolf King, Nami, right? Storm. I'd say those are the kind of like closest alternatives. The Visette, right, 10 Plus is kind of like your light heavyweight. So, Wolf X, Phantom, right? These types are in the same class. Think about the weight. But yes, the Visette 10 Plus, great scooter, totally recommend it. The only gripe that I kind of have with it is that you don't get a lot of deck space if you want to put both feet on the deck, and you don't want one up on the back. And that's the only reason why I don't ride it every day. Otherwise, I think that scooter's great.
Yeah. Decent range is 33.6 miles. That one
For the 10 plus. Yeah.
It's 10 plus, so it's kind of in the zone for the light heavyweights.
Yeah, 33. Yeah, but not the zone of what did this get?
59
miles of range. I mean, ridiculous. It's like almost double.
Yeah.
So
just different
a little
class.
bit different class of scooter. Not really comparable, to be honest. Like this is like everything that you want to get except for one that you can pick up. So, okay, next question is from Imdaz's. The Victor, so the Dualtron Victor or the Visette 10, I'm assuming 10 plus, best for range. So Paul's probably looking that up right now.
Okay, I was going top speed just now because I didn't see the range question there.
Yeah, and then as far as the scooter itself, Visette 10 versus the Victor. I mean,
I think now, Ramir, I think you've got the Victor at home right now, right? No. Who's got it? Richie's got it. Okay, so I keep looking for it to ride it because I think it would actually fit. The whole pitch we made on that one is it's the fastest scooter that will fit in the trunk of your car, which is true.
Yeah,
and I really want to try fitting it in the trunk of my car, which is a little bit smaller than the trunk of Richie's car, but it's not here, and so I think it has that advantage because the Visette does not fit very well in the back of my car.
Longer, right?
It's
but
long.
still full. The handlebars fold on the Visette.
They do.
Yeah. So, but the wheelbase a little longer, right? Yeah.
Yep. It's got that longer.
And then Paul's looking at that up for range. I mean, I personally think the Visette is a great scooter. I probably take it over the Victor, but many people will say the opposite, and that's fine too.
Yeah, so the Victor for range is looks like 39.3 miles. So it really goes.
Yeah,
and it's another one with the 21,700 cells.
Yeah,
and so that's
what was the Visette?
And the Visette is.
I should get on here. I can get on here. Hang on. I'm just going on our website.
33.6.
Okay, so much longer on. Yeah, so everything on the Victor is going to be longer range and faster.
Yeah. He's got the rubber suspension, which is a little bit better. The Visette's got great suspension, but I think the Victor's is just a little bit better.
Gosh, I'd have to come back. Maybe I'll have to rethink my answer to that about which one I'd pick up. Anyway, okay, should we go to the next question?
All right. And the other thing that I love about the Victor is a great carving. It's got the same tires. So the Victor, the Visette, the Phantom, the Wolf X, all have the same awesome 10 by 3 inch tires or 3.2 inch tires. Amazing carving. They do the light heavyweights with those tires in particular carve better than the heavyweights.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What do we got?
Jumpy
Kim.
Frog.
Oh,
what is and then Kim has a real good question next, but Jumpy Frog asks, what's the most common charging port? So that's that 3-pin.
Yeah, it's a little 3-pin.
I mean, well, on the scooters, the bigger ones, right?
Yeah.
On smaller ones, then you're going to have the standard looking.
Yeah, and they only go up
ports.
to, I think they go up to like 3 amps, the little ones, and that's why they kind of shift gears when they get to the bigger ones, is you can push more amps.
Yeah, so I don't know what you call that. It's like it's like an XLR looking
Justin knows off the top of his head. I forget. I forget what it's called, but But the 3-pin is really standard though. I mean, it's like they don't not all chargers charge everything, even of the same voltage. Sometimes they don't like to interact with BMSs, whatever. But the plug is almost universal for those three pins.
Kim Richmond asks, you guys are taller than many ladies. Some ladies, the 38 to 40 handlebars are too tall.
Yeah.
So here I have a little kind of demo that I can do. So if you're looking for, handlebars, right? Here's what you can kind of do, right? So we always say, we kind of, I keep thinking of these words. I don't know if it's right. Eschew. We eschew. Eschew. We eschew these 38-inch handlebars, right? And we like 40 inches. And it's like, it seems like very, close is like not that much difference. But for me, it's a big difference. And I think Paul and Ramir probably have are of the same mind at this point as well.
I probably tolerate the lower bars the best.
Yeah.
But I still agree. 40 is optimal.
So what you can do, this is what, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but if what you don't want, what I don't like is for my arms to be like this when I'm riding. I kind of want them to be like right in here, maybe 90 or just a little more than 90 degrees, right? So probably from here to here, okay? And so what you could do is you actually could just measure from your feet to where you want the handlebars to be, right?
Yeah.
So just get measuring tape, put your own self on the wall, whatever, make a mark, someone to help you, and just see where you're at between here and here. And I personally think that's the best way to know where you're at. So if you just have the most ridiculously long arms in the whole world, like you're a big, long basketball player or something like that, maybe you want the shorter stem, right? Or if, for me, I probably don't have the longest arms, and so the 40 is perfect for me. And if you're a lady or someone that has a different size measurements, then just measure it, and I think that should work.
Right. Trivia question: what's the scooter? You know the answer to this one. The scooter with the tallest handlebars.
I think it's the Nami.
It is the Nami, 42 inches.
Yeah. So I remember Kevin, right? We saw Kevin and some of his crew over at the micromobility conference. And I remember I was talking about the Nami, and a couple of them said like it's a little too high for them. And to me, that's about as high as I would want.
Yeah, some people will cut that down a little bit, which is like got to be a little nerve-wracking because it's carbon fiber.
With the hacksaw?
Yeah. With the hacksaw,
that everybody has.
Oh, second place. I wouldn't have guessed. Second place is the L9.
That makes
L9
sense.
At 41,
that makes sense.
41 and a
to
half.
me, those are more cruisers, and it lends itself to the Nami not being a carving style scooter at all. Like not only that, but I think the wheel itself is somewhat. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's just I don't want to carve on that.
Dive into corners.
You just lean into it, and you're not gonna like shoot, hit sharp corners, something like that on that scooter. Plus, it's just so powerful.
Okay, one more piece of handlebar height trivia, and then we'll move on from the subject, because this one's kind of a surprise to me. Third place is the Ghost at 41 inches. I would not have expected the Ghost to be
that's interesting.
one of the tall ones.
So I think there's a...
Someone's knocking.
I think there's a kid.
I think they're hammering next door.
They're probably hammering.
Yeah. All right.
Or someone's trying to break into the...
They're not being very stealthy about it.
See if there's like 14 cars on the street.
Yeah. Okay, Mythical Circle says, I'm looking for a 35 to 40 mile per hour scooter. What do you guys think?
So, I mean, you can go 40 on a scooter that goes 50, right? So...
Yeah, I mean, all the light heavyweights, basically just, you're looking for something dual motors. All the light heavyweights will basically get there or close to it.
Unless you're really light and you can get 35 on the like Apollo Explorer, like Kim Richmond says she gets,
really?
Right?
Wow.
Well, that's what I think she said in the comment, that she can go up to 35 miles per hour.
Yeah.
No range.
Range, sorry. So actually from 35 to 40.
No, this is miles per hour.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it says range for Kim.
Yeah, I think it was, I got confused. Okay. So for 35 to 40, for me, right, I'm looking at light heavyweight scooters, because these heavyweight scooters, they're going to go so much more than that. So if you're looking for a scooter that's 35 to 40, you're looking at the light heavyweights, which I think is anything under about 90 pounds. Is that, 60 to 90.
I mean, typically they'll be in the 60 to 77 or so.
Yeah,
I mean,
60, 77.
Where the bulk of them are.
Yeah, so look at those ones. And then, I think Vasette, Wolf X, the Phantom.
And our database is actually, Chuck mentioned earlier, but the database on the ESG website is amazing. That way you can filter.
You can filter. You can put in those two, or you can even put in top speed on the filter and just get, put in 35 to 40 and just see what scooters come up. But we all have our kind of favorites that are within that, that range. And
So somebody asked, David Daniel asked, is the Dualtron 2 deck customizable? And we've not had the Dualtron 2.
If it's the same screw areas, then it would be, because the Dualtron 1 deck for sure is customizable, right? People have tricked out those decks for forever. Yeah. So I think, someone in the comments will know this, but I think that it is. I feel like we've asked this before, and I'm almost positive that it is. Cool. And actually, people are asking Voro questions, and Voro's in here, so hopefully they'll get that. So that's always nice to see. Let's see. Are there any other questions that we missed? Gosh, there's a ton of people saying.
We have a super chat.
Oh, we got a super chat. Super chat. Oh, there we go. White furry cat, $15.
Hey, welcome back.
Okay, you know what? They're asking about the Yumi 7X. So normally we don't look up. I mean, if people pay, I try to like, get them some kind of an answer. Yumi 7X, but the thing is, let me look it up. But the thing is, if we don't write it, it's just, you just don't know, right? And I don't want to comment on scooters that I haven't like ridden, because now it's like we have so many scooters, we ride them in 30 minutes. We kind of know 80% of what the scooter's about, and we can kind of understand it.
And while you're looking at that, I'm just going to give a shout out to LOI from Apollo. Thanks for sending the spare parts my way.
Cool.
I ruined a tire the other day. You definitely, like, if you get a flat tire, don't keep going. Because it ruins them. They ruin pretty quickly. And the little, the little steel, the bead of the tire kind of came apart, and the little steel part, kind of came out. And it was like, I could have used it still afterwards, but I could just tell, like, I looked in there, I'm like, I'm going to do top speed runs on this thing. And this tire is compromised. And it was totally my fault for not pushing the last 4 blocks home.
Yeah. So. White Furry Cat. I can see the website, but the Insight, I don't have it on that scooter because I haven't ridden it. We don't have that one. Sorry.
I have a general.
We'll give you your money back if you want. Just kidding.
The general impression, the only Yumi that I've ridden was like, I was not thrilled with the stem. Like it's got this weird, that long latch, and it's like there's nothing I could do to firm up. It had some pretty significant stem wobble to it, and so if the other ones are like that, but that's
they
that's
make
a pretty
a lot.
different.
They make a lot now. Look at there's
a pretty different
like
looking
10,
one. So.
12 different models.
Yeah. And just whatever you buy, you want to make sure you can get local service is pretty key though. Like if you
can ask them how you're going to get it.
Where is your support coming from? Where are the spare parts coming from? Because it's like the folks who work with Voro, Apollo, Fluid.
Yeah, they have local presence.
They have local inventory too. It's not gonna. Your parts aren't going to come on a boat across the ocean and then sit in the bay for 6 weeks.
You can ask them if they have like at least a warehouse in the U.S. and they may have they may have 1 or 2 people maybe that even speak English and answer customer service. I don't know, but I think they may, and I think they're actually at the Electro conference or something as well. I think that was them. Okay, cool. Should we get into the news? Is that what's next?
I think it's a commercial break.
Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna get into the news. We got a bunch of fun news, but first a quick commercial break sponsored by Used Scooters.
Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da. All right. We got White Furry Cat. They say you guys are awesome. Thank you. I'm so sorry
awesome.
we can't really answer your that particular question. And then someone else asked, sorry for asking a similar question. But I was looking at the Apollo Ghost. I don't know what that is in relation to. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, we'll keep going, and if there's more questions that pop up, we'll also get to them. So, first news item.
Yeah,
for Paul.
So this one popped up today. So Help is the scooter rental company. They're more popular over in Europe. They actually owned Skip for a little while, which is a company I used to work for. Skip was a San Francisco-based small scooter rental company, but they have gotten involved with the ESC, the Electric Scooter Championship, the racing folks, and their name is now emblazoned on the side of the scooters. So that's one piece of news, and that's kind of neat. But the other thing is that they are now, I guess, manufacturing their own rental scooter, and they claim it's 100% made in Italy, which is kind of amazing. And so it's kind of exciting to see it. It's this very stylish looking scooter. and I'd love to see one of those on the road somewhere. And then also on the subject of shared scooters is Bird announced that they're launching the Bird 3, which looks just like the Bird 2 from last November. And one of the interesting features about this scooter, and a hopeful sign for the future, is that it features a battery that's rated IP68. I got really excited when I saw this because I thought maybe the whole scooter is rated IP68, which would mean you could like throw it in a river and retrieve it like several days later and ride it. Not the case. The battery is, you could actually submerge IP68. The 6 is the sort of dust intrusion. 8 is water intrusion, which means you can submerge for a long time, which is amazing. Also, self-sealing tires, which kind of implies they're pneumatic with self-sealing technology. So super awesome to see that coming along. And then autonomous, the scariest feature of all, autonomous emergency braking. I really want to ride one of these, and like, how am I going to test this? Like throw a cardboard box out and just run into it?
And then is it going to stop, and then the thing's going to malfunction, and then you're going to go flying over the handlebars? Is it going to chuck me over the handlebars? Is it going to skid the rear wheel? What's it going to do?
Is it just going to, it probably just cuts the throttle. It just probably keeps you from throttling right through something. But I'm very
it's
curious.
weird. You know, some of the stuff, I don't know if it's like is it like a buzzword, or is it like a real, is it really a benefit, or is it just like something cool to like get your scooter in stores?
My guess is a feature that never gets enabled. It's like, the capability's in there, but we're afraid to turn it on. We're not going to do it. And then let's see. And then the last one that I've got for before I hit the road here is the Special Forces are testing Black Hawk helicopters with electric motorcycles mounted to the side.
That must be so cool.
Yeah, I don't think they make very big holes when you launch those motorcycles at the enemy, but pew, deploy motorcycles. I want to see the scooters. I want to see scooter paratroopers, scooter troopers.
Oh yeah, and, like a
dropping from the
with
sky
with a motorcycle coming down.
Yeah,
this is gonna be in the new James Bond movie.
Yeah. I want to see James Bond on a scooter. See if I'm correct about which scooter James Bond really would ride.
Is it M that gives him the or is it Q?
We gotta start,
Q that gives him the gadgets.
We gotta start lobbying Q to get a scooter on there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, no, never mind. I was gonna say something about James Bond, but never mind.
All right, well, that's all the news I've got. I'm gonna.
All right, Paul. Hey, Paul.
I'll catch the rest of the show from the road.
You come with the information.
All right.
Everybody appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul.
Good night,
We'll see you next
See ya.
time. Okay.
All right. So
some more news.
Yeah.
Oh no, not even no more news. Get into the second part of the scooter fails.
Scooter. We got a couple scooter fails from the week. These are from, I think there's both I saw on Reddit. So let's play the first one. This is a guy that is attempting to do a trick.
What is he doing? Uh-oh.
He's
trying to grind. What?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No helmet, no nothing. Broken back. Don't do that.
My back is broken. Spinal. Somebody's gonna get that. It's a meme.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, next is this is on a faster scooter. This is somebody that gets the wobbles, right? And people in the comments were trying to figure out, like, why did this person get the wobbles? Luckily, they were, of course, wearing a helmet. Somebody said it's when they hit that middle line, that middle paint?
The slippery.
Right? Yeah.
Golly,
and he's going fast. He's going real fast.
Yeah, he's wilding.
So what do you think? Why do you think it happened? Right. So like that was what people in this thread were trying to kind of figure out.
It could be that, but also when you hitting top speed and the wind, the scooter does get kind of Harlem Shake again.
Yeah. And then finally, we've got an awesomely weird scooter of the week. Now, this is from Electrek, and they have this kind of series that's pretty cool. They always find like new, interesting stuff from Alibaba usually. But anyway, there's a video. This is like a treadmill scooter, and there's a this comes out of China, right? I'm pretty sure.
And they have a video too. Let's scroll.
Yeah, let's just check out the video here. The video does the best job.
Yeah. Would you get this?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, well, if I want to work out, I'll get
I would work out to this music though.
It's like the color purple, the purple song.
Yeah. She's like jogging basically in place because the platform's not that long. And it's like, why don't you just walk? Like if you're going to go for a jog. You know?
I don't know. It's weird.
And then she just like goes out to then run in place.
She just parks. She's like, I'm gonna come here.
I guess it's like if there's only one place that's safe where you live or something, and you're in Russia or something.
I don't know. I would personally stay in a house and just ride a Peloton if it was me.
Yes, I don't get it. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Micah has a real good commentary and like analysis of these. So anyway, pretty cool. All right, so I guess without further ado, we're gonna get to the
Photo Friday.
Photo Friday. Let's do it. And right after Photo Friday, then we'll get to the multiple giveaways. So if you've been waiting for the giveaways, we'll get to them right after Photo Friday. But Photo Friday has a distinct flavor to it this week, and you'll be the judge if you can see what all these scooters have in common.
First up, honorable mention, we have Nath Guerrera with a Nami Burn-E out of the Philippines.
There is something in that Nami box that is not Nami.
Exciting.
All right. Runner-up, number 1 is Silmer Sagala, repping Nami Viper Philippines. These are, by the way, these are all based on number of votes. This is not us that chooses them. It's based on number of votes. However those votes get cast, which you always got to wonder sometimes. Okay, go ahead, Raymir.
Runner-up number 2 is Powell with a Nami out of Sealant, Philippines.
Another Nami. Okay.
Yeah.
And then finally, the winner is Vons with the Nami Viper.
Man, Nami with
This is, I think the Instagram is Lman, at Lman, if you want to check out. Anyway, they're great photos, and I think the Nami clan has basically taken over Photo Friday right now. It's always an interesting thing to see what happens with Photo Friday, right? Because it was like Randy Gardner that used to win, shout out to Randy.
Yeah, shout out to Randy.
Old school. And then it was like Philippines, and then it was a UAE, and then right now it's Nami.
Italy. Italy took
over for a bit.
Yeah.
These different groups just kind of like they mass like things. I think that's what they do.
Yeah. So all this is over on the Facebook
group.
So make sure you're in the group. That's where all the good stuff is. It goes down. And shout out to David Voss. Photo Friday, Community Ride Sundays.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Yep.
And you can also learn from the Facebook. And speaking of the Facebook, now it's time
for the Facebook giveaway. Okay, so first giveaway is for our Facebook group. This is the one that we do every time we do a live show. David Voss sets this up, and somebody gives away something to the community. So this one is a shout out to Corey over at Armadillos. He was like, not that he was the first tire sealant, but he was the first one that got popular. And he's the one that Dr. Orange is now a collaboration with Armadillos and Voro. And I think Julian has a version of this, or maybe he sells. Anyway, he kind of got into the game real early. So shout out to him over there, always sponsoring the show. So someone with worldwide shipping, so anybody can win this. You're going to get the blue or red Tyler sealant and an Overkill t-shirt. So how do we do this, Raymir?
So we have the names from the Facebook enter into this wheel of names.
The wheel of names.
And then whoever it chooses is the winner. So good luck to everybody. And we're going to spin it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go. The winner is Bob Cunningham. Bob Cunningham.
You are the winner. You see that? Michael Buffer right here.
Oh, do it again.
Winner.
There you go.
All right. Special, another
All right,
giveaway.
the big one. So Electric Kicks, shout out to them over in Australia, down under, partnered up for the Apollo Phantom. So they partnered up to send you an Apollo Phantom V2. This is only, you can't enter it right at this moment, but it's been, on the show. We've been kind of talking about it for a bit. So anyway, big shout out to Electric Kicks. If you are interested in a scooter and you're in Australia, go check them out, right? Like they definitely take care of their customers. We hear always good things about them. And They're giving away one of my favorite light heavyweight scooters. Is one that I currently have in my downstairs that I swap between that and a few others.
Yeah, he doesn't share it.
I don't share it.
He doesn't.
Okay, so same deal, right? We got the big wheel of winning here, and let's do it. Yeah,
Let's do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for it.
Wow, there's a lot of names on there.
A lot of names.
That's probably as small as it can get. Here we go. Jane
Harrison,
Harrison!
you are the
Jane
winner. Yeah, so shout out. What is it? Electric Kicks?
Yeah, Electric Kicks and Apollo and ESG partnered up for this one, and yeah, so get in touch. We'll figure out how to make that all happen. But congratulations goes out to Jane. Yeah,
and also, reminder, US people, we got the bonus giveaways too. We got, the one from
we
Voro
got
and the one from Old Man Dan.
Old Man Dan and Voro.
description.
Check the description. There's so much giveaway, so much good stuff happening right now. Stay tuned. We're gonna have the Thunder 2 full review coming out Thursday morning. So check that out. That's gonna be the big one.
Sometime this week.
Friday morning. Richie's like, Friday.
He's like, hey, what's going on, guys?
So anyway, check that out. And then I think the next one we've got is a Dualtron Mini.
Yeah.
Something that actually, I'm looking forward to riding because I'm into these smaller scooters now. I've seen the light. I've seen the big boys. And I know the big boys are for the big boys. And I kind of am liking these like smaller ones again. It's like I've come full circle. So excited to check out the Mini.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's December, so it's Scooty time.
Oh,
So we'll see
yeah. Good night, everybody. Ride safe. Don't forget to wear your helmet.